Welcome back to another clay video. Today, we are going to create the two new roles from Among Us, the scientist and the sheriff. Instead of creating completely new crewmates, let's just use the ones we already have. I'm sure you'll be able to use any color with any of these new roles, but I'm just going to go off of the colors that they used in the roadmap trailer. They showed us a lot of cool new things they're going to be adding into the game, mostly some new colors, and they're also going to be adding some cosmetics to your visor. But the thing that excites me the most is the new roles. This will add so much new gameplay into the game. And although it's unsure what these roles actually do, we could take a few guesses. I was trying to think what these roles might do, and one of the cooler things I thought of for the sheriff would be that the sheriff has a one-time ability, once per match, that you can instantly vote out somebody you think is the imposter, without having to go through the whole voting process with everyone else. Now this might be a little bit annoying if people overly use it and just vote random people right at the beginning, but I think having it only once per match, and if you played with the right people, I think it could be pretty cool. As far as the scientist goes, I feel like I can't think of anything else besides you could collect blood samples or do some type of test on people similar to the scanner. Which could also be pretty cool because it gives you something else to do, because it can get pretty boring being the crewmate every single game. I also want to know if you'll be able to be the imposter and one of these roles at the same time, because that could make the game pretty interesting. So let's jump into the clay creating. Here we're going to create a star. First I drew it out. This makes it a lot easier to cut everything to be the right proportions. Now let's put this onto the hat. And on the tips of these we have a little ball on each of the tips. Now our hat is complete, so let's give it some nice little curves on the side. And our sheriff is ready to get baked. After baking, you can see that this head does not stay on very well. So let's use some super glue to attach it onto the body. And also the backpack. And now the hat is sitting pretty weird on top of the head, so we need to cut off most of the head. I think that's pretty good, so let's add in the super glue, and that looks much better. Now our sheriff is complete, so let's move on to the scientist. For this one, we're going to be using the green crewmate. Let's remove the egg off of his head, and take the backpack away. The scientist is much easier to create. There's really not too much going on with the body. Let's take some white, and let's compare the same size so we make sure they're the same. We need to chop a little bit off of the bottom of the legs to add in the feet, and a stripe down the middle. And let's add in the little triangles for the collar of the shirt. Using some black clay, we will create the tie. And we have the little knot at the top of the tie. And our scientist is complete and ready to get baked. After baking, again, let's use some super glue to put them together. And the backpack is the final detail. So here it is, the new scientist and sheriff role from Among Us.